Hello from the garage on a very lazy Sunday. It's not really a lazy Sunday. I'm just stuck in here because it's raining out there and I don't want to go back into the house. I'm already soaking because I was had a brew day today. Stuff's all clean in there. Then I had to go out of the house and then come back, and then I had to clean all the stuff, and just as I started doing that, it started raining, and yeah, it hasn't stopped. I was also kegging a beer. I was also kegging this beer. Look. Jeez Louise, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Magnificent. So I'm in here, I'm drinking the rest. Ooh, it's nice. I'm drinking the rest out of the Firmzilla. This is our the fruited sour with cacao. It's not quite carbonated. I tend now to keep the carbonation in the Firmzilla fairly low, under 5 psi, because I've had some yeasts like crap out if I've put the psi too high, the pressure. So I now try and keep it low most of the time. So yeah, I don't want to say too much about this, but because I've got like a whole video on it, so I will say though, spoiler alert, look at it! Look at the colour on that. My god. I mean, I've done raspberry beers before, okay, and they've always looked good, or I thought they've looked good, but that seems to be more bright, and I don't know whether it's because it's been done under pressure without any kind of oxygen ingress or anything, but maybe there's something in that, I don't know. But it's tasting okay. Maybe needs a few days the carb up and it the flavours to develop a bit more, but so far so good. So yeah, I thought I would do one of these videos as I'm sitting here doing nothing, just drinking that with my feet up on the fridge here. Thought maybe I'll just do one of them lazy Sunday videos that John always does. Rusty's now started doing, so thought may as well join the club. So I've been working at the garage, okay, the whole of the last week. So I got the wood delivered, which is only a little bit of OSB board and a bit of timber, like timber for framing, and that was it. And that came last Monday. So basically took a half day on Monday and then started into it because I'm so busy at work, it's just ridiculous. So yes, I'll do that then. And it was good weather as well too, because I needed to take everything out, and pretty much every day it rains, but on Monday it was a decent day, or at least it wasn't raining anyway. So I got a lot of it done, and then I've got the rest of it I've almost finished as far as the walls go. I need to start putting stuff up. In fact, you want to see it? I'll tell you what, I'll show you it now. Let's do this. Okay, so there's where we were there. So basically we've done the walls. We've just basically put a OSB board up all the way along the top, round the side. Not gonna go mad on the top bit. Still got that roller door. Now I'm thinking phase 3 will be to remove that roller door altogether and just get rid of it. Replace it with maybe a normal door, or just board it up. And then it goes all the way around there. Obviously I've put all those kind of shelves in there. I'm going to try and get rid of them shelving units. And then I still need to do this bit up at the top. And then this bit's slightly different because I've left the beam in the middle, because I didn't want to mess about with a plug. And in the end I actually had to take the whole plug off and then push the board up, because that big box is up there. So yeah, so that bit there and then that bit there. So this is the area where I brew, okay, and then it goes over there, the pot goes over there, and the steam goes out the door. So I kind of want to leave this space here a bit more open, so I've just got more room to brew and whatnot and do stuff. So that's like the tool wall, just like plywood with a load of nails in, but everything hangs up. And then I'm gonna kind of mount that up there somewhere. and I'll maybe put another bit of board at the bottom. So we'll have this whole space here, and then obviously I can hang stuff up. So I mean, the plan is them bikes, okay, instead of sitting on the floor, one thing I hate is stuff on the floor. Now obviously I'm in the middle of doing stuff. You can see all the crap I've got, okay? Just winds me up. It might be OCD or something, I don't know, but so those bikes are gonna hang up. I've got bike racks, a double bike rack there, 2 double bike racks. They're gonna go up there, and then the smaller bikes underneath, and then any kind of like folding chairs, this type of thing here that I sit on in there, they can hang up there, and then the rest of the stuff is for getting as much stuff off the floor as possible. So yeah, I know that was a very short tour, but it's not quite finished obviously, but we've got a good chunk of that done, so that's good. And then everything's just going to be hanging up. Everything, there will be a space for everything, and everything will be in its space. Okay, that's the grand theory and all this. So yeah, I've been working away at that, and finally got a brew day in today as well too, for the first time in like 3 weeks. We're still using the one fridge down here, even though the beer is there, and I haven't actually put it in the fridge yet. And now that beer, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but that beer used a starter. I actually made a starter for the first time in I don't know how long. Now I'm all about the dry yeast these days, but I had to get out my massive Endemare flask. Was that 2 litres? Up out there, and that's one of the smaller ones you get. But yeah, I can't remember how, when I used to use that all the time, I can't remember how I actually dried inside when you wash it. I must just have to put it like that and wait for it to dry. There's no way of getting that dry that I can see. So yeah, all the memories are coming back to me about why I stopped using liquid yeast, and that's one of them. So yeah, it's been pretty busy. Everything's pretty busy. Say work's just mad, and just getting time to myself. And even when I do get time to myself, I'm just knackered, because I've been in here doing all that crap, moving stuff about. But it'll be worth it in the end. And yeah, so I got I had a date night with the missus last night for the first time in years. Kids were staying up the road next door. We went out, had a lovely little Italian meal, Belfast. We were on the night out. I was driving, so I was on the alcohol-free beers, which I have to say, actually, alcohol-free beers when you're eating a meal are actually not bad. It has to be said. So you think you're drinking beer, but it's kind of nice and light, and it just doesn't sit in your stomach quite as much as a normal beer would. So that is a use of alcohol-free beer. And we were going to stay longer, but it was Belfast Pride. We were down in the city. It was like Pride, obviously Pride Day that day, and yeah, all the bars were just chock-a-block, and just everyone was rolling around drunk. It was, it was a bit of crack going on, like, but yeah, we just nipped on after that. So yeah, it was quite. It was strange. I'll be honest. It'd be strange to say we don't get out too much just by ourselves. So yeah, that was a turn up, and then of course I stayed up there for the rest of the night. So I ended up watching the Wham documentary on Netflix. Very good. Not that I'm a Wham fan or anything like that, but I'm kind of interested in all that stuff, all them kind of music documentaries I always find really interesting. And the wife wanted to watch it as well, and of course she fell asleep about halfway through, and yeah, I basically ended up watching it by myself, so no surprise there. So yeah, it was good. I'm quite surprised. I'd kind of completely forgot how big they actually were. Wham were. It's like bloody hell. and they're very well concert. They're like selling out Wembley Stadium and however many people that was. Jeez, my God. But no, very good. I would recommend it. Oh yeah, so the other thing then is I've tasted my Imperial Stout, okay, which is for Christmas. This is the one I brewed February or something like that. I can't remember. All these bottles I have in here, I tasted it last night. It's tasting pretty good. I have to say it is tasting remarkably good. So it's a bit like KBS, but it's not KBS, and it is tasting like really getting the chocolate, getting the coffee, and getting the oak and bourbon, and that's everything I want in a beer. So if it gets better, which it is getting better, obviously getting better, by Christmas it should be stunning. It's already very good now, and I really liked it. And I've still got a few beers. I've got a few Vocation beers in there left, Imperial Stouts, and some of them were good. I got a box of them. Some of them were good, but I always find, and this is the problem with Imperial Stouts, I find commercial versions, they're just too sweet. They're just too sweet. I'm not sure why that is. If it's intended, if it's a side effect, or if it's like something else they're putting into it. Now I find that anything with lactose in it, I always find it gets really sweet, and I don't like it. And I've had that a number of times, and I always check the recipe or the ingredients on the back of the can now, just to see. But yeah, it's really intense. But even the ones without lactose are quite intense. The one I brewed, there is a bit of sweetness in there still, obviously because it finished kind of high, like it was 10-20 or 10-18, whatever. But it was actually, I don't want to go so far as to say it was better than the Vocation stuff, because the Vocation stuff was very good for what it was, which was specifically, a lot of their stuff's like pecan and all this type of stuff. But yeah, I think just that sweetness thing kind of really, while the Vocation stuff was nice, I really enjoyed it, it was just a little bit too sweet. And I think my Imperial was better. Can I say is that allowed? Am I allowed to say that my Imperial Stout's better? No, I'm not gonna say it's better. I preferred it on the night. That's what we'll say. Yeah. So yeah, so that will be interesting to see what that turns out like. It's really surprised me how good that was, because I've made Imperial Stouts before and they've been good, and they've got better as the years going on, but that one's just, that's even better. It's even better than whatever one I made the last time. I can't even remember, to be honest. So, but yeah, high hopes. So I don't know how John does this. Does he drink all the beer and then he goes? Is that the rule here? I mean, this is only like 4.5%, something like that. And that's now the second pint. Tell you what, well, let's do one more thing before we go. We're gonna go out and see what the summer looks like as I drink my beer for the summer, because we are now officially in the height of summer, end of July, coming into August. It's just magical.